My name is Nozer Kotwal. I'm one of the priests in this institution. I've been there since it started. And because I'm retired, I'm able to give a lot of my time over here. This place is my like a little paradise. Whenever it gets too much sitting at home, because I have a luxury of having the key to the place. So I just come here and it's so peaceful. The building over there used to be right here in this spot, and this is like a completely isolated place by itself, and it's just something about this place that made it very special. And I would just light a small fire, sit over here, and then I'm lost. Our main objective is we're going to build a full-fledged fire temple. This is like a little in-between stuff, yeah. But once we have our own fire temple built, then it will be more or less something like the ones that we have back home.
Right now, if we need to get a young priest ordained, we have to either go to India or Iran. But after that place is built, we'll be able to get them ordained in here. Like, that is huge. There are so many people that go to India or Iran every year from Canada just to get ordained, right? So to have that in-house in North America, I think that's huge.
This is called the Barishnum. We do the prayers called the Baj, which is the inner liturgical ceremony. And so once the ceremony starts, only the priest who's gone through a certain prayers can enter that. And if anybody wants to offer anything, they would just leave it on that little square up there. And then the priest would take it from there. And see this little column? Back home, they have like trenches built in the floor.
Okay.
So over here, we just had to make do to make a distinction. So we done. Usually we do that ceremony during those 5 holy days just before the New Year, when we have belief is that that's when the souls come down to earth.
My brother had just become ordained as a Mabed, so as a priest. He was about like in 6th grade or 7th grade at that point, and he performed for the first time here. Just the sheer amount of like joy on everyone's faces, and for someone, they're not even related to, but for them it was like, another son who's kind of become ordained as a priest and will carry on the tradition and the knowledge of our religion to the next generation. I think that was one of the times where it really struck me of how important it was to have this kind of community and how appreciative they were about anyone's successes, no matter who they are in the community.
There's a very big population of Zoroastrians in Houston in the United States, right? So they have a fire temple there, which I wasn't aware of before. So that's something I learned, that at least in North America, there is one fire temple that is there already. It's been a long road, close to 20 years now since this place was bought. The fire temple was always going to be a long-term goal. We're getting pretty close to it right now. We're almost there with our fundraising targets that we had. We have a complete separate committee for it. It's called the Place of Worship Advisory Committee. They're basically looking at everything on how the area is. They had to do a lot of surveys before the place would be approved. Then they have to go through the design phase of it. They were in consultation with the priests at every stage as well. The designs have been drawn up. They've gone to contractors, and they'll probably be submitting like a site plan to the town of Oakville soon to be getting permits. As soon as those permits are in, then they'll be starting construction.